All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is January 10th, 2022, 3:03 p.m. Eastern Time. So in today's content, we will go for a daily live stream, daytime live stream, and all that good stuff. We will talk about BTC on a monthly basis, all the way down to the hourly time frame. So it is going to be quite important to basically follow through regarding the macro support, low degree resistance, and all that good stuff. Okay. Don't forget to hit the likes, join the public Telegram group, and basically you can also join the Discord public group or the Discord premium group so you can get this constant update, macro update, short time update, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum really quickly. So I'm just going to talk about Ethereum really quickly because the pattern right here, it is pretty apparent. Most of you guys probably going to already caught the setup right here. So it looks like we're going to get a pullback for Ethereum right here. So volatility most likely going to be going to slow down for Ethereum over the next like a few days and so on, right? So keep an eye on Ethereum for a potential retest of the that's not Ethereum, Ether BTC actually, okay? Ether BTC for a potential retest of the 0.075, right, in the short term. So it is one of my favorite patterns. So that's why I just wanted to basically talk about it before, before we go ahead and talk about BTC and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a monthly basis before we talk about the low degree, right? So when we take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, guys, we've been following the monthly basis since when? Since like June, July, right? Back when BTC was around like a 28, 30K area. So what we said was like we're most likely going to get a strong support at 30K. If not, the monthly 21 EMA will give us a nice support, right? But we did not retest it, so we basically stayed bullish from like a 30K all the way up to a 69, okay, until BTC basically retraced lower and dumped below a 60K. So what we're looking at right now on a monthly basis, it is pretty simple. Okay, our most apparent support level going to be a monthly 21 EMA. We've been talking about it over the last few weeks since like December, right? So we said, if we dump lower, keep an eye on the monthly 21 EMA. Yes, 40K 40975 going was basically our first support, right? And 35 to 37K going to be our secondary support. So if you've been following Sun Crypto and you basically shorted, above 50K and all that good stuff, got to take profits at low 40K area and basically look to take more profits at the monthly 21 EMA. Could we drop lower? Yes, we can drop lower. Now let's take a look at the weekly time frame, okay? So when we take a look at the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame is also very important in terms of like a weekly 100 EMA. If we take a look at it right here, back in December 2020, actually right here, 2019, January 2020, that's where we got our support before the pump back up to 10.5. Okay, created a nice double top, double bottom right here. If you've been following Sun Crypto long enough, back then what we were saying was like we're going to dump. It is what a continuation pattern. A double top, double bottom on the macro scale, it is a very, very dangerous pattern. It tends to give a very impulsive move after that, right? For instance, right here, after we got the running flat right there, right? You could call it triangle, whatever. What we got a very impulsive move and created what a another triangular formation right there. Okay, so if we take a look at BTC on a weekly basis right now, our weekly 100 EMA going to be at 35.5 on average. Okay, it is not going to be an exact number, but we could be anticipating some temporary support at 35.5. Remember, support doesn't mean reversal. Okay, I keep saying it. Just because we're anticipating supports, right, it does not mean we will reverse. It only means like price action will have to basically move sideways and try to create some bullish divergences and all that good stuff. if we do not get a bull divergence at 35.5, between 35.5 up to basically 37K area, bang, we're going to be like, okay, we have to drop lower. However, if we get some bull divergence on our 6-hour time frame, we know exactly what we're looking for on our 6-hour time frame. We will talk about the 6-hour time frame later on, right? We know exactly what we're looking for. So if we get that set up on a 6-hour basis, once we hit like support area right here, once we hit it, we're basically going to start to look for a reversal. But as of now, I would just say support, okay, not a reversal, price level. But if we get there, we just have to basically be cautious and close some shorts and put a stop loss and wait for the reversal pattern for a long position. But once again, it is a good level for some spot buys, but not a good level for to long it until we get a clear direction. Once again, guys, I'm not saying we won't reverse. All I'm saying is, if you're a leverage trader, if you are a leverage trader, you just have to be cautious. Okay, you can't just say like, okay, we dump like 50%, we're going to be pumping. It doesn't work that way. You just have to wait for confirmation, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on our favorite time frame, right? Our favorite time frame basically gave us the downtrend signal since when? Since right here, November. Okay, November. Actually, I would say like late November, November 30th. Okay, we did not quite open and close a candle below it. The biggest, that big drop right here, that's when we open and close a candle below it, right? But the dump right here, let's see, right there. Okay, right there. Actually, we open and close a candle around like the 24. So that was the initial downtrend. Okay, right around like 57. But I was trying to be bullish right here, and I was like, okay, if we dump below 52.7, bang, let's just suck it up, because you don't want to be going against the trend. All right. So the 3D time frame, the reason why it is bullish, it is bullish. The reason why it is bearish, it is pretty simple. Okay, we below our 21 EMA, right? MACD is negative. Okay, it is a very, very simple strategy. It doesn't mean like, once again, like we cannot basically get a pump and all that good stuff. I can't control like a 40% pump out of nowhere. So if you're wishing for BTC to pump like 20%, 10%, 15% out of nowhere, you could get it, but it is not something like you will get all the time, right? So I'm not going to trade the market, right, and saying like, okay, we dumped a lot, now let's wish for a 40% pump and all that good stuff. Last time we got a 40% pump, if we take a look at it, it is over 2 years. Okay, it's been over 2 years since like October 2019. So we can't just say, oh, we're most likely going to be repeating this pattern when we only got this pattern like once. Okay, a 40% pump like in a in a 24 to 48 hours and all that good stuff. And I was still bearish after the pump right here. If you guys recall, if if you've been following me long enough, after we pumped like to 10.5, we shorted it all the way down to like a 6K and all that good stuff, right? So keep that in mind, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on 2D basis. On a 2D basis, right here, what we said was like, the pattern we got right here, it is a very negative pattern. Okay, it is not a good sign. Whenever you see it, pack your bags. Okay, pack your bags. Whenever you see the MACD getting rejected just like that, you just have to be very, very cautious. Even if even if market is bullish, just be cautious, because you're most likely going to get what? A pullback. Okay, and that's exactly what we got right here after a consolidation period, right? Right here, bulls, basically thought like we're going to get a triple bottom, right? But what I said was pretty clear. If we take a look at it on Gemini, right, we did not have a triple bottom. Okay, it was a clear flat correction, right? And remember what we just said regarding a flat correction, right? For me, whenever I see a flat correction, I just have to suck it up, because I'm anticipating what? A continuation pattern, right? I couldn't basically be confident if I did not use Gemini, because Gemini did not have a wick right here. So we basically used the Gemini pattern when BTC was at 51.7. We said, okay, it is time to short it again and take it all the way down to the 40975, and after that we can take it basically much lower down to the monthly 21 and basically the weekly 100 EMA and all that good stuff, right? So something to basically keep in mind: the 2D time frame, it is not looking that great, right? So and another thing also regarding MACD, sometime like if you're a newbie, right? Whenever you see a bullish MACD, you're going to be like, okay, we're going up, we're going up. I keep telling you guys, the best thing to do, right? Be cautious, right? That's the best thing to do. And at the same time, whenever you see a bullish MACD, don't just assume like we're going up. Okay, don't just assume like we're going up. As you can see right here, I tried to explain to you guys back in mid-December. I was like, okay, we got a bullish MACD, but it doesn't mean we will go up. The trend, it is still down. During a downtrend, price action will correct sideways. And when we get like sideways, when we get sideways correction, MACD, RSI, and all that good stuff, they will be pointing up. Because remember, these are nothing but moving averages. So if price action, not moving down and moving sideways, they will be moving up. That's why you get divergences, right? But you just have to basically pay attention to the higher time frame, like the 3D, the 2D, and all that good stuff, to understand what's going on exactly. A good example is like a very, very good example is like what happened during the weekend, right? If you recall what happened during the weekend, right? What I said right here during our last live stream, I told you guys exactly right here. Okay. Okay, let's check this one. Okay, so what I was telling you, on an hourly basis on Friday, okay, I said we got a bull divergence. Okay, we can ignore it. Okay, during our live stream, right? And I said BTC was right here, and I was like, okay, we most likely we will retest our 100 EMA, right? But you don't know when we're going to retest, right? Because we got a bull divergence right here. So most of you guys going to be like, okay, we're going to the moon. It is not time to go to the moon. I said, okay, we're going to probably retest the lows right here and push back up to the 100 EMA, or we could just break out to the 100 EMA and basically continue the volatility. That's exactly what I said. And we basically hit our 100 EMA right here. And I said, as soon as we hit the 100 EMA before the weekly candle opened, right, we're going to get high volatility, okay, to the downside, because the macro trend, it is still, the short to medium trend, it is still downward. So you would be expecting all the volatility to be what? Downward. So I give you guys all these, all that good stuff even before, even before BTC started like dumping at 42.6 and all that good stuff, okay? And as you can see right here, we dumped like a 96%, guys. Only Sun Crypto can give you guys these type of setups, man. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, right? So when we take a look at BTC now on a 6-hour basis, right? The 6-hour basis, I didn't like the 6-hour time frame during the weekend, right? Because we did not get enough data to basically rely on it, right? So what I was saying was like, let's just rely on the hourly, because we know our hourly 100 EMA going to be moving pretty fast, right? And price action will try to get to it. So even though we got a bull divergence right here, don't basically fall for it. Don't fall for it, because we got it multiple times, right? A good example is right here, right here. And that's exactly what I told you also when BC was making this bull divergence. What I said, we're going to be pumping all the way up to 48.3. Okay, the 100 EMA, we dump right here. And I was like, okay, it is a flat correction, right? Right here, right there. Let's take a look at it. What I said, right? BTC will create a pattern like that, and we're going to be dumping lower. Okay, so if you want patient enough, right, you're going to be staying bullish right here and buying the dips, and then not basically pay attention to the not macro, but short-term flat correction right here. So let's take a look at it right here. right? If you join my basically a public Telegram group, right? When we were basically right there. Okay, so exactly that's what I told you guys. We're going to be dumping. So if you join the, you know, the Discord group, you can Discord or public group, you can get all these information, right, regarding the short-term pullback and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go back to the 6-hour time frame. So when we take a look at the 6-hour time frame, we got a bullish crossover once again on our MACD, right? So what do you expect? You got to expect what? Low volatility. Because whenever, you know, our MACD crosses bullish, right, you got to correct. Okay, you got to correct. So what I'm expecting as of now on a 6-hour basis is like we can still get on our MACD, right? We can still get MACD to push higher. Okay. However, price action may not push higher. It could just, you know, be sideways like that. Okay. Sideways, something like that. Okay. Just like what happened right here, right? You can see like as soon as we cross bullish right there on our MACD, I wasn't bullish. Okay. Even though we crossed bullish, right? I was not bullish. I was saying like we're going to get rejected at the 6-hour 21 and we could not break out above the 6-hour 21 EMA. Okay. As you can see right here, after we cross bullish, right there, what I said, we're going to get rejected from our basically 21 EMA. Okay, whenever we retested our 21 EMA, I was saying like, guys, it is time to basically suck it up till we basically broke out above the 21 EMA. What we said, our 6-hour 100 EMA going to be what? Rejecting the price action. Okay, 2 Mondays ago, I showed you guys when BTC was dumping right here, I told you, bang. Okay, yes, it pumped above the 100 EMA on our 6-hour, but if you take a look at it on the 8-hour, we basically got a clear rejection. Okay, we got a clear rejection right here, a nice double top. So we could expect something similar over the next like a few days where BTC price action, if the volatility remains low, right? Meaning like price action staying at, you know, between, I would say between 39.5 and, you know, 42.5 right here. We could basically be moving sideways, right? Till basically MACD get higher and we're going to get the crossover right there. Okay, that crossover going to basically seal the deal. Okay, meaning like it could dump hard once we get our next 6-hour MACD crossover. Okay, a good example is what happened on the hourly basis, right? Take a look at what happened on the hourly basis. That's exactly what I was expecting. I was saying like we're going to retest the 1-hour 100 EMA, right? And once we retest our 1-hour 100 EMA, right, keep an eye on the negative crossover on our MACD and the volatility will increase. Okay, so the same setup we just got on the hourly, okay, could be replicated on the 6-hour basis. Meaning like if we push higher, you know, to the 21 EMA, if volatility is high enough on the upside, it could even try to retest the 50, right, at some point down the road. But once the MACD crosses negative right here, right, bang, you know exactly what will happen, right? Okay, just like that, 2 Mondays ago, right there on the 26th, right? So keep that in mind. I don't think like MACD will be strong enough to get all the way up to the above the histogram, okay? So just keep that in mind, right? Hey, what's up, Craig? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Nala in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. John Do, what up, man? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Everything gonna be all right in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Asking for a Litecoin link. Bella Jesus in the house. I think that's Andrea, right? All right, double A in the house. We'll take a look at MITX, NXRP for Anim. All right, so I think we covered everything regarding BTC. Just go ahead and recap it, right? On a monthly basis, support going to be 37. On the weekly basis, right? Support going to be at 35.5, right? And on the 3D basis, we're just going to stay with the trend. There is no support level to keep an eye on the 3D basis, right? So the only thing we're looking for on the 3D basis is like our MACD to cross bullish right here, just like what happened right here. And I told you back in, June, July, just suck it up till we get a bullish crossover, right? So if you sucked it up after we got a bullish crossover, you're only going to sell after we got the, price action below the 21 EMA. So, you basically bought at 30K, let's say, and you sold at, 58, 60K. That's 80% gain in like less than 6 months, right? On BTC. That's pretty much a lot, right? On a 2D basis, just to recap it, on the 2D basis, the momentum is extremely negative on the 2D basis until we get a bullish crossover. Even a bullish crossover on our 2D basis doesn't basically mean like we're going to go up, because we still have to wait for our 3D time frame. Okay, if you take a look at it right here, even though I love the 2D basis, after we got a bullish crossover right here back in June, we shorted right there at 41 because we long at 31K and took it all the way up to 41, and we said it's time to get out, even though we did have a bullish crossover on our 2D basis. So as I said, with these MACDs and indicators, it takes time to master them. You just don't basically, be a newbie and started trading BTC like in 2021 and basically master your MACD and all that good stuff. Okay, otherwise you're going to get wrecked. Being bullish, right, on every, bullish crossover. Okay, if you want to be bullish to very early, right, be bullish at least on your 6-hour time frame. Okay, that way you're not going to get wrecked after the 2D time frame, 3D time frame, flip bullish and all that good stuff, right? In case like we get a fake out, right? But with the 3D, we don't tend to get a fake out. Okay, even though we can call it a fake out, it is not a fake out. It was a just, it was a correction. You can't call it a fake out. So you just have to understand what's going on, right? This wasn't a fake out. It was a trend. It was a proper structure. You just have to know how to read it, right? And all that good stuff. So if we go ahead and take a look at it on the daily time frame right here, some of you guys started drawing patterns, something like that, last week. What I was telling you was like, you just can't do that. Okay, you can, but you're most likely going to get in trouble because you don't know how low this guy going to drop. Okay, you don't know if this guy going to, even respect the support area. You don't know. Okay, so you just have to be very, very cautious. Okay, if we did have one right here, okay, I would go by it. Okay, if the RSI was bullish, right, I would basically respect it. But since like RSI is creating a lower low, I would just be cautious and wait for a proper setup, okay, for a reversal, right? Depending on which time frame you're looking at and all that good stuff. Okay, on a 6-hour basis, just to recap it, right, we saying like the volatility could decrease on 6-hour, right? And price action could be in this range of 39.5 to up to 43.3. Okay, within the next like a few days, till we get a proper bearish setup, meaning like a negative crossover on our 6-hour. Okay, so if and only if the volatility decreases, right, MACD will push higher, just like what happened right here between December 6th all the way up to December 26th. Okay, I don't think this one going to last that long, but just pay attention to it, right? Just in case we get a some sort of flat correction or triangle, whatever. Okay, I don't know what type of correction we're going to make, but if MACD pushes higher, it means like we're going to correct. Okay, we're going to correct, right? So I mean, make a correction, not correct because we're correcting already, right? But could be making something like possibly like that. Okay, I don't want to speculate too much, but you get the you got the concept, right? On an hourly basis, not much to say regarding the hourly. Again, we got the rejection we needed right here, so let's wait for the next like a few hours to get a proper setup. But as of now, the most important on the hourly was like the rejection right here at 42.6, or the 100 EMA on a 1 hour basis, right? So, and we got a wick right here, so most likely price action will dip to retest 50% of the wick, which is at 401. Okay. Hey, what's up, 46 Zebra? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Ivan in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. Craig, Matthew. Hey, what's up, Matt? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. It's been a while. Hopefully, all of you guys are doing well, right? Let's not try to be, let's not try to merit BTC, right? BTC will be around for a very long time. Nothing wrong, to sell the market and wait for support. Nothing wrong with it. Price action cannot go up forever. You guys know I'm macroly bullish on BTC. I'm expecting 180K, over the next like a few months and so on. But I don't think like we will go up to 180K without correcting. Okay, correction, it is part of the market. As you can see right here on the macro view, our next Fibonacci, okay, to the upside, going to be 1.41 extension. I don't know why do I need all these lines, okay? 1.41 extension, and 1.41 extension going to be all the way up to 180K, okay? So do you want to sell now, right? Not financial advice, right? Sell BTC forever and not wait for like a 180K? No, you don't. But is it a good idea to take some profits and basically buy back at the monthly 21 and weekly 100 EMA? Yes, it is a good idea. But you just don't want to be basically, be saying like, oh, we're going to be dumping down to 10K and all that good stuff. Even if we dump all the way down to those levels, it's not going to stay there too long for you to basically worry too much. You see what I'm saying? So best thing to do, at least within the next like a few weeks, is like to reaccumulate as soon as we hit the monthly 21. Okay, all the way down to the weekly 100 EMA. If it goes lower, who cares? Okay, because we're looking for like a 400,000, 500,000 BTC within the next like a 3 to 5 years. So, I think like nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong to basically just take some profits and basically add back on the dips, right? So that way you're basically going to reaccumulate more BTC, okay? Because once we break out above 70K, I don't think you're going to see BTC like a below 30K within the next like a few years, okay? So something to basically keep in mind going forward, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 3D basis, right? Again, so on a 3D basis, 666 mentioned something very, very, very important, right? And I've been watching it myself, okay? And we talked about it during our last live stream. I just wanted to basically talk about it again so most of you guys can pay attention to it, right? Right now on a 3D basis, as we just said, 40K, 40975, it is a support, okay? As I said, at the beginning of the live stream, we are support. 40975 is a strong support. However, it is not a reversal pattern yet because we don't have a reversal signal yet. Remember, we can hit support, but don't reverse. Sometimes we can hit support, right? Wait for a reversal pattern and then reverse. Do you see what I'm saying? So the way to look at it right now is like the line right here, the 3D RSI, right? Support area, right? For the RSI, it is somewhere around like a 36 to 34, on average 35. If you take a look at it right here, back in May, June, July, we did not break out below the 34. Okay, we slightly hit like give or take 33.98, but we did not break out below. If you take a look at it right here, back in 2019, right, October through December, we basically kept on retesting support area just about like a 36, right? 36 right here, 35, 36 right, and we bounced back up all the way up to like, 70, okay, where BTC retested 10K. And the dump below it, right? Below the 34, right? Or sorry, that's when we capitulated. And that's the same level where we capitulated also back in 2018, November, December 2018. Even if you go back and retest it again back in 2015, the lowest on the R side was somewhere around like a 28, right? Meaning like we capitulated down there, right? So if we're going to be dumping, right, and you see the RSI on the 3D basis below like a 30, 28, and all that good stuff, you just have to expect what? A reversal, okay? In terms of price, most of you guys don't care about RSI. Most of you guys only want to know what price level it is going to be at, right? So, but in terms of price, it is hard to tell, right? Based on the 3D. But the only thing you can say is like, if we dump right here, you don't care about the price. You know the bottom is in. Okay, you know the bottom is in. But we use basically the weekly 200 MA. I know most of you guys won't like it, but the weekly 200 MA, right, on a weekly basis, that's the MA, not the, let me add the MA. Right. Okay, so the weekly 200 MA going to be somewhere around like a 19K. Okay, so I don't think, okay, we will hit it on this dump, but just keep that in mind, right? So just in case we get a high volatility range and price action, just do something like what happened back in 2020 right here, where we just dump to it and bounce right back up. Okay, so so keep that in mind. That way, you won't be surprised at all. So you're going to be ready for all scenarios. Okay, so we do have a weekly trend line right here, slightly breaking out below it, but still, it can still retest the blue line right there. Okay, meaning that we could get a nice support at the weekly 100 EMA. Okay. Hey, Mr. BU, thanks a lot for tuning in. Mr. Ahmed, thanks a lot for tuning in. Uh, what are January picks? I don't have January picks right now because the trend is down. Money is flowing out of the market, so it is hard to basically rely on alt, in the short to medium term, right? So especially versus BTC, the BTC dominance could be going up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the BTC dominance. So the BTC dominance is basically going up. So alt most likely going to lose some value, right, versus BTC. So very few alt, okay, going to be pumping against BTC. So we just have to wait till the BTC dominance starts to slow down, and we could get like some monthly pick and all that good stuff. Okay, right now the BTC dominance, as we said, right, going to be bouncing back up, and we could be going all the way up to 47 to 48. Okay, once we hit 47 to 48, we will basically try to determine if the BTC dominance going to get a triple bottom, triple top, and basically capitulate, or sucker could basically get the triple bottom right there and basically pump back up to the macro resistance slash support, which is going to be the line right there. It could take like a month. Okay, it could take a month before we basically break out like all the way up to 47 and so on, right? But let's just basically focus on 47 as of now, right? And basically try to see if BTC will basically get rejected, or if BTC is going to be pumping back up to the above the 60s and all that good stuff, right? But it is a beautiful, beautiful, bull trend right there. Basically, bullish divergence, right, on the MACD. Okay, and we talked about it a long time ago, guys. We talked about it since like September. So you guys should not be surprised at all regarding what's going on right now, because we talk about it right here. We said BTC, the BTC dominance, when back in September when BTC was like 39.5, 40K, we said we're going to be pumping back up to 47, 48. We did that. And we said we're going to get rejected and retest 39 to 40K. But once we retest 39 to 40K, we just have to be cautious and wait and see. Okay, wait and try to see like what price action, right? The BTC price, what type of price action the BTC price going to be creating, right? You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes the BTC dominance, not sometimes, but the BTC dominance is not 100% correlated to the BTC price. You see what I'm saying? The BTC dominance is only telling you, right, the market dominance of BTC. That's the only thing it is telling you. So the BTC dominance can go up even if the BTC price action stays flat. Meaning like if the BTC price action stays like at 40K, right, 41K, this sucker can still pump. Why? Right? Let's say Ethereum dumped from like a 3K all the way down to 2K, right? And then Solana dumped from like a 130 all the way down to 75, and BTC stays at 41. The BTC dominance will be going up. So you just have to, keep that in mind, because we've seen it like back in December. If you guys recall what happened back in December 21st, through December 24th, right, 2020. You guys recall the BTC dominance was going up, right? But the BTC price was not going down. The BTC price was not going up neither. It was, it stays flat because Alt were dumping. Alt dump like, between December 21st till December 24th, 2020, they dump hard. That's when we bottomed, right? So something to keep in mind going forward. That way you're not going to be trading the BTC dominance, but you're just going to use it as like an indicator. That's it, but not something you want to be trading on a daily basis, right? T-Dog, Leroy, Mr. Leroy in the house, Leroy Jenkins. All right, guys, so it's already like 37 minutes now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, right? So it seems like Ethereum wants to pull back, because we talk about Ethereum BTC on the low degree, right? Before even we talk about BTC. So Ethereum on the low degree, it looks like it wants to correct back up, right? So as you can see right here, okay, these bullish crossovers, guys, you just have to be cautious with it, man. You got multiple bullish crossovers, right? But price action still making lower lows, right? So what I'm looking at right now for Ethereum is like, we could get another pushback up right here, right? Just to get the proper flat correction, okay? And if that's the case, we could get a, another push right here and dump lower, okay? If not, we could get a hard rejection at the 21 EMA. But I would basically just anticipate, if we go all the way up to 0.075, a hard rejection from the bears, right? And could get the final dump, right? And all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at the Ether dominance next. The Ethereum dominance, guys, hopefully most of you guys been following Send Crypto long enough, right? So the Ether dominance right here, if you guys recall, when Ether was right around like 18%, we said we're going to be pumping all the way up to like a 23. We hit nearly 22.4, okay, give or take. We didn't quite hit 23, but you get the concept, okay? The concept was like, we're going to be pushing up, okay? So as soon as we started to be bearish on Ether dominance, that's when I started to be bearish at the same time on Ethereum at 4100, right? If you guys recall, okay, everything in my premium, right? So let's take a look at the Ethereum my Ethereum target right there. right? This on back in December 6th. Okay, that's exactly what I said right here. Okay, Ethereum current price just about like a 4,000 to 4,100, right? So our MACD on the 3D, you know, is still, it is still negative, even though price action tried to pump all the way up to 4,700. MACD was negative. Okay, so I said we're most likely going to be dumping, right? And support to look for bulls going to be 32.50 down to 31.50 for support. Secondary support 28.50 down to 26.50. And if you're shorting, just suck it up. First target 32.50, 31.50. Secondary target 28.50, 26.50. That was, guys, a month ago. So it wasn't a short-term trade. It was a directional trade. So it means that you have to be very patient, not just basically worry about like if ether dumps like to a 39, pump back to 41. Sometimes you just have to forget about it, okay, and put a stop loss. Because I put stop loss like above 47, 41, because I was looking for nearly over 1,500 points, like from 41 to like a 2,600, right? That's nearly over 1,500 points. So it was okay to try to lose like 500 points and look for 1,500 points. So for a month time frame, right? So right now Ether is like nearly at 3K. So we about to hit our secondary support, target 2850 to 2650. We could even dump lower, but we will take a look at it. Okay. So I kept giving you guys some great targets, right here on the ether dominance. That's when we said like we're going to be breaking out, and we did break out to the upside, right? So yeah, so that is the Ethereum price level right here. We said ether going to be pushing all the way up to 0.1. BTC we hit like a 0.086, something like that, right? Right there. Okay, on basically October 24th, that's when we said ether will be pushing much higher. Okay, that time ether was like 0.066. Okay, we pumped 25% after basically the after we got the initial setup started back in October 24th. So all you need to do basically is just pay attention, right, with these macro setups and all that good stuff. Okay, so going back to the ether dominance, what we're looking at right now is like ether could be getting some sort of support somewhere around like a give or take 16.8, right, to 16%. And if we break out below that level, we could be looking for the trend line support. Could be looking for the trend line support right there. 14.5, right, to 14%. It means like ether has to lose a lot, right, if ether dominance has to drop all the way down to like a 15 to 14%. Because if the BTC dominance is going to pump all the way up to a 40, 47, 48, ether has to drop. It has to drop. It can't stay, it can't stay above like a 20%, and BTC going up to like a 48, 50%. Okay, that would basically suck up like nearly 70% of the market dominance being along with just with BTC and Ethereum, right? So ether has to lose some market dominance. And at the same time, even if we take a look at it on a weekly basis, we got a weekly divergence right here, right? We got a weekly divergence on our MACD. Price action below the 21 EMA, right? Price action below the 21 EMA, MACD cross negative. So it is what? A bear trend. It is what? A bear trend. Okay, so keep an eye on the ether dominance over the next like a few few weeks or few months and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at ether on the 3D. So Ethereum on a 3D basis, as we said, since like the first week of December, everything is playing out as we been anticipating. Ether been just correcting below the 3D 21, so we stayed bearish. We said, guys, that's the fifth time we're getting rejected by the 21 EMA. We're most likely going to be retesting the 382 Fibonacci, right? Down to the 50%, right? Right there. So we hit like the 382, 50% pullback, going to be somewhere around like 28.50. Close enough. We hit like 29 something, right? Depending on which exchange you're using, right? If you're using a Coinbase, we hit 29.28, right? So but the next support below it going to be somewhere around like 26, okay, which is roughly around the 0.618. But we will see, okay, over the next like a few days what type of correction we could be making. The takeaway for Ether is like the trend, it is still down as of now till we get a bullish crossover on our MACD. So we basically just have to follow BTC. If BTC 3D time frame flips bullish, you know exactly Ether will follow. Okay, you know exactly Ether will follow. All right. So so now let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. Let's see, XRP 589. So 589 support still going to be at 50 cents to a 55. I know it is a big big drop if we just have to dump all the way down to 50 cents, but we already dumped all the way down to 57 back in December. Okay, the December 3rd dump, we dumped all the way down to 57. So 55 to 50 cents won't be a big deal. Okay, it is going to be nearly 30% dump, right? So you're going to be accumulating more XRP if XRP hits 50 cents and all that good stuff, right? The macro trend line, it is the macro trend line right here, right? The yellow line you're seeing. Not sure if bear is going to be strong enough to dump the price in one go all the way down to 37 or mid 30s, right? But we will see once we hit like a 57 to be bouncing back up or not, right? But as of now, the short to medium term support 55 to 50 cents. Hey, what's up, T Dog? Let's see. Now let's go ahead and take a look at CRV. Okay, Craig, I forgot to talk about ANT over the last ANT. So over the last few days and so on, but resistance was somewhere around like a 24,000 sats, right? So we hit that resistance at 24,000. It seems like okay, it is a macro flat correction right here. So reaccumulation again going to start at 7,000, and if we dump lower, we will be looking for 5,000. Okay, so it was a premium setup. So started at 8,000 to a 7,000 range, target all the way up to a 24,000. So that was nearly over 200% pump, right? But you just needed to be patient, right? And to be able to take profits. I was expecting 24,000 to be a hard resistance, and it is a hard resistance. So we just have to wait for the next like a few days to see if the weekly 21 going to support the price or not. If not, we just have to suck it up again down to like a 8,000 primary support. Secondary support just has to be at 5,000 on average. Okay. Okay, Anim. So let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin next. So Litecoin support 105 to $100 range, right? That's going to be the first support. If we break out below it, we got the 71.75 as our next support. All right, so we should not basically lose the 150 to 155 support. Okay, but the trend as of now, it is down till we get BTC to basically give us a 3D bullish reversal. Okay, Litecoin likes to follow BTC. We all know that. VChain like to follow BTC. We all know that. So once we get a 3D bull divergence, it doesn't have to be a bull divergence, but a 3D bullish crossover on our MACD, right, on BTC, we just have to pay attention to Litecoin BTC, VChain BTC, right? Because if they flips bullish, bang, okay, they basically going to outperform BTC. Okay, great. Oh, you took the profit and ran away? Yeah, I mean, enter 24,000 was a hard resistance, right? It took forever to break out, but what I noticed is like Binance, before they add a coin to the Binance future, they pump it first. Okay, they pump it a lot and then add it to the Binance futures. Okay, USDT futures. So if you notice where that's what happened with DUSK, right? Even though we were bullish on DESK, right? BTC, we didn't care about like what Binance is going to do. If you've been following us, you know DESK, we said we're going to be pumping all the way up to like, 2000 area. Okay, 1800 to 2000. Okay, and DESK was right here, right there, right there. Okay, it was like somewhere around like a 250, right? So and it pumped all the way up to like a 2000. So you got to be cautious staying with DUSK right now. Okay, if you did not accumulate it right here. So we got the same setup as of now with Loom BTC. I like Loom because Loom, even though it can dump lower, right? I said it can retest the 130 or even like 100 sats. It is still going to be a good hold. It has the same setup as DUSK, right? So, and it is also available on Coinbase. So it is not like a S coin where I'm going to be worried if it is going to get delisted or not on Binance or Mandela or like KuCoin, whatever, because it is on Coinbase, right? So if I'm not mistaken, it is on Coinbase, right? So still looking for the 1850 to 2100 target right there. If it drops lower, that's going to be a nice, buy the dip type of a structure. 130 secondary support, 80 sats. On the next alt season, right, within the next like a 3 to 6 month or even 1 year, we don't know. We could be looking for the 10x, 20x move once we hit like a 2000 area. I don't expect it to do it like this quarter, but who knows with these alt? These guys are crazy. Okay, but keep an eye on Loom. We did well with Loom, ELF, storage, right? AGI. You guys remember back in August 2020, the alt season we had right between May till August, we did well with Loom. Okay, Loom, AGI, ELF. Most of you guys remember ELF and storage because both of them pump like I think like 100%, 200% in one day. Okay, so it was a keep an eye on Loom, guys. Keep an eye on Loom because it is I just don't want to keep talking about it all the time, and most people go all in on it, and they're going to be like, when we're going to pump, and all that good stuff, right? But just suck it up, hold it, and be patient. Be patient, man. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at Link. I like Link BTC. We talked about Link BTC even before the breakout, right? If you take a look at Link right here, I remember we were having a conversation, Craig, regarding the 3D bull divergence right here. Okay, when Link was right there, we did get a 3D bull divergence, right? However, it did not break out. And what I was saying back then was like, okay, even if we don't have the 3D, even if we do not break out based on the this setup, we still got our 35,000 support, right? So if you basically held on to your Link, you're still up now nearly 100%. Okay, if you just accumulated the dips right here, sucker is like 75% up against BTC, and we could still push all the way up to 88 to 95. Okay, so got to take profits if we hit like a 88 to 95, right? Or even take some profits right now, and got to take more profits right here if and only if we hit 100,000 to 150,000 sats. Forgot 10. I'm Leroy. All right. So keep an eye on link. All right. So however, if you're looking for to reaccumulate some link down the road, right? If we get some sort of rejection at 95, just have to suck it up. The next big support going to be 24,000 sats. Okay. So if you don't like it, just put a stop loss at 37,000, right? If if you accumulated link at 35,000, just put a stop loss at 38, 37,000. And look to reaccumulate it lower again. That way you're going to be reaccumulating more link. Okay, you don't care about the price. You just care about the number of link you're holding. All right, Mr. BU. Okay, Ivan, thanks a lot for your feedback. Yes, I mean, if he's basically trading the not the not long term, but like short to medium term, I would call it, right? For BTC, yes, you don't worry about like BTC pumping 2,000 points or 3,000 points. If you're looking for 10,000 points, it can take like a month or even 2 months to get a 10,000 point drop. Okay, so we just got a 10,000 point drop like less than 2 weeks, right? So it is going to be, it is going to be quite hard to get another 10,000 point drop, in the next like a week or so, unless the volatility increases a lot. If you guys recall, our last dump, right? We dumped from like a 58 all the way down to like a 50K, right? Something like that, right? And actually 40K, right? And it took a month, right, to basically, correct between 40K to 51.7. Let's go back to BTC. Yeah, Saka is pulling back up, okay? So our last dump right here, 55, all the way down to 40K and corrected. It is still correcting, okay? Even though we dumped from 55, it's been like what, over a month, we're still in the same range of 55 to 40K. So BTC doesn't drop like 10,000 point every day. So if you get a 10,000 point in a short period of time, you just have to expect like a market to move sideways. Okay. All right. So double A checker Satoshi is asking for MITX. Okay, MITX is capitulating. MITX Morphos. Yeah, it is capitulating below the support level right here. So that's not good at all. Like, if you take a look at the MACD right here, giving us another negative crossover. So that's not good in the short term. So it is definitely in a bear trend till we get back above the 3D 21. Okay. We got to get back above the 3D 21. So I'm not sure, okay, if that's the all-time high. But if it is, right, it is not extremely down. Okay, these suckers like to drop like 95 to 97. I'm not saying it will, but all I'm saying is just be cautious and wait for a proper setup unless we get back above the 21 EMA right here. Okay, right now it is at 56. So the 21 EMA on the 3D, it is at 76. So we got to start like consolidating above the 21. Next Fibonacci support 35 to a 28. And 35 to 28, it is nothing but 1.27 to 1.41 extension to the downside. Oh, UTK, yeah. I think I got a setup for UTK, but so UTK resistance right here, it is likely to be a very hard one, right? So got to take profits if it goes up to like a 1350, right, to 1500 sats. 1350 to 1500 sats going to be the hard resistance, right? Okay, you got a nice bull trend right here regarding the RSI, right? So if it dips, just look for like the 750, right? Up to 800 sat, which is going to be the 21 EMA up to the 100 EMA, right? You just don't want to break out below this range right there, okay? But anything at or close to like a 750, 850 range could be a good support temporarily. Since like MACD right here on the 3D is basically above the histogram, right? And our price is above the 21 EMA. Yeah, you got to buy these suckers when they dumping, right? Not after they pump like 100x like that. That's 25x, but still pretty impulsive. BTC back above 41.8, 41.9. Sucker pumping, man. Let's see. So I think like what we talk about regarding the 6-hour time frame is likely to play out. So the 6-hour is bullish right here on the MACD. So that's going to create what low volatility, sideways volatility in this range for the next like a few days. Okay. Primary resistance, right? 6-hour 21 now at 42.5. Okay. I mean, yes, it is a bearish pattern. But as I said, sometimes you can get a triple bottom. That's why I was saying back then, be cautious. Let's be cautious, right? If you guys recall, I was saying, okay, it is going to be a good news if we get a double top, double bottom, right? Right there. I see what you're saying, right? Right here, right? It is a flat and should be a continuation pattern. However, sometimes it can be a bottom formation. Okay, it can be a bottom formation, right? So not all the time, but sometimes it can be a bottom formation. Okay, that's why I said once we hit 48 and dump back down to 39 to 41, we just have to wait and see what BTC will do. Okay, because it will depend. If BTC, you know, want to pump to the, excuse me, okay, if BTC, BTC want to pump to the upside, right? That could be a bearish sign, because if BTC pumps to the upside and alt, and the BTC dominance dump, it means like alt will pump harder than BTC. You see what I'm saying? So it is not guaranteed, right? It is not even guaranteed like we will dump lower than 35, 37. Okay, it is not guaranteed. So we just have to be very, very cautious. Okay, and basically just take what you got and not try to, try to take what you don't have. Okay, let me see. Mana. Somebody asked about Mana. So Mana, Decentra, what? Decentra Rex City? No, but Mana, the macro target you could be looking for, it is going to be the $9 to $10, but the macro support to anticipate. We talk about Mana on the weekly, okay? We said pay attention to the weekly time frame right here, right? We said a couple of weeks ago. Right now it is at the weekly time frame, so it is a good time to start like buying back, right? And the support area to look for after that going to be the 1.8 to $2 range. Okay. Yeah. But the bad news is like when we take a look at it on the 3D, it is not basically showing yet a reversal pattern, even though we at the weekly 21. The good news is like the volume, sell volume is decreasing. So any upside volatility could be very high due to the low sell volume, meaning like if few buyers just pop out of nowhere, buying the dip, it could basically just pump back up. Okay. But you got to get the 3D MACD to flip bullish again. Okay. Which it shouldn't be a big deal at all to flip bullish, because the volatility is kind of low right here, so it could just flip bullish in one candle. But it is a support right here, right? So that's the most important to remember. Okay, next support $2 to 1.8. All right, let me see. It is already 1 hour. File. Anim Love says file Mastora Mila Gia XRP. Listen, can you check Filecoin please after you check XRP? Let's check Filecoin. So File, Sucker is now below the $30 range. Our next support to rely on really going to be 23 to $20, right? We shouldn't basically should not have lost the 55 to $50 support. Okay. So the problem with File right now, I wouldn't call it problem, but the the most apparent bearishness on File is like the high sell volume on the downtrend. Okay, that's the only problem right there. So it means that we just have to respect supports, right? Expecting like bulls to show up. The 23 to $20 is going to be support area. Okay. And we do have a bull divergence right here, but MACD, it is still not crossing bullish yet. So we just have to wait for the MACD to cross bullish. The other possibility is like we just create the wedge pattern right here, right? So next resistance is going to be at the trend line, depending where we're going to hit it. If we hit it right there by like March, right, it is going to be at 57. If we hit it by May, it is going to be 46. So it all depends, right? All right. So let's take a look at CRV. So CRV, BTC, yeah, I still got a, target up to like 18,000. Right. So if you've been holding CRV long enough, you're going to be like, okay, CRV is pretty boring, but it's not much you can say about CRV. It has been making like a high lows, right? So, and we've been bullish on CRV like a year ago, okay? Like a December 2020, right? Remember, guys, at the very bottom. So if you just been patient with CRV, it is still up like nearly, 500% in BTC, okay? So the most, the hardest resistance to hit was like the 13,000, and it already hit 13,000. Next one going to be 18,000. So the macro support right here, it is still going to be 4,100 range, okay, 4,100 range, okay. All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day, and be safe out there. Join the public Telegram group. I'm trying to give you as much information as I can, right? Both on the low degree. I try to update you guys, even if I don't make a YouTube video, right? I'm giving you guys updates on the Telegram and all that good stuff, even on Discord also, right? If you join the Discord public group. So I try to stay constant, even if I don't make a short video updates, right? And all that good stuff. So be safe out there, right? And accumulate the dips. BTC, it is still on the macro scale bullish. I'm still bullish up to some crazy prices, and we talk about our macro target next, right? For BTC on a quarterly basis, we're looking for 180 to 100K over the next like a few quarters. But you got to be very patient, right? To got to be patient to collect profits. Where the sucker is. I think I deleted the chart, but yeah, I think I mistakenly deleted the chart. But you get the the setup, but you get the concept. We're looking for the 1.61 1.41 extension to the upside, over the next few quarters, right? It is going to be at nearly 200K. Okay, so that's what we need to focus on after reaccumulating the dips. Not try to focus too much on the downtrend, because we know in the short to medium term the trend is down. So the best thing to do is like just accumulate it and wait for the indicators to start pointing up, and we just basically get the high volatility momentum to the upside all the way up to 200K and all that good stuff. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.